Ever feel like your mind just won't quit? Let's get into that feeling.
You know the feeling. Your body is exhausted, but your mind, it's wide awake.
It's kind of like a neon-lit casino in your head, and it just refuses to close. It gets stuck in this crazy loop, right? Replaying the past, inventing a dozen scary futures.
So this isn't just thinking too much. There's actually a psychological term for it.
It's called overthinking. And yeah, it's that feeling that your brain's off switch is just gone. It's this constant tug of war, you know? Stuck dwelling on the past or just obsessing about the future. And on the outside, you might look totally calm, but inside, it's a whole other story.
Yeah, inside, your mind is basically a gladiator arena, and the battle is just relentless. And the opponent? This shape-shifting foe we call the future. It's just endless possibilities. Okay, here's another way to see it. You're a chess grandmaster playing against yourself. So for every single move you even think about making, your own brain comes up with 10 ways it could all go wrong. 10 counter moves.
Remember that tiny chance of disaster? Well, the mind blows it completely out of proportion.
See, this isn't your intelligence working. It's a short circuit. The brain starts attacking itself.
And the whole time, the overthinker truly believes they can think their way out of it.
But it's such a heartbreaking paradox. You think you're building a ladder, but you're just digging a hole.
All that effort, all that energy, and you're not moving forward. You're just spinning.
So why do our brains, designed for survival, end up trapping us in paralyzing anxiety? Well, the answer all comes down to a primal misunderstanding of control.
See, for the overthinking brain, uncertainty isn't just uncomfortable. It feels like a mortal threat. This is called hypervigilance, and it's often rooted in early environments where you didn't feel safe.
So in response, your brain comes up with what feels like a superpower, prediction.
And the logic is simple, right? If I can foresee every trap, I can protect myself. This constant predicting is a safety behavior. The crazy thing is, it feels like productive work.
But let's look at this illusion of labor. What it feels like isn't what's actually happening.
You're not preparing, you're catastrophizing, treating a worst-case scenario as an absolute certainty. Here's the problem. You're trying to solve a feeling with an intellectual tool, with analysis.
And that just doesn't work. You really cannot think your way out of a feeling.
In fact, trying to do that kicks off a pretty vicious biological feedback loop. It's a cycle. Endless analysis causes distress, which your brain takes as proof that the danger's real. And the more you analyze that threat, the bigger and more real it actually becomes. And what's the final result? A prison of your very own making.
So yeah, you're safe from the risk of the real world, but you gotta ask, at what cost?
You're safe from the world, sure, but now you're trapped in the nightmare of your own head. I mean, even choosing dinner can feel like it's got these ridiculously high stakes.
Well, that feeling, that internal battle, it actually has a name.
It's called analysis paralysis. You literally overthink so much that you do nothing at all. And the person who's stuck in this trap, we call them a maximizer.
See, for them, the goal isn't a good outcome. It's got to be 100% perfect. So they examine every option, read every single review, and try to predict every possible future. But here's the problem. In a world this chaotic, perfection is kind of impossible.
So what happens? They're faced with 1,000 different paths, and they just stand still. And let's be clear, this isn't about being lazy. It's actually about fear.
Which, of course, leads to a really cruel irony. Their goal is to avoid the regret of a bad choice. But the outcome? The biggest regret of all.
Yep, that's the one. The regret of not doing anything. While they wait for the perfect moment, opportunities wither, and life just kind of passes them by.
It's like they're watching life through a window.
They're so busy analyzing the physics of the glass,
And studying the quality of the light coming through. And even the speed of the people walking by outside.
that they never actually get around to opening the door.
You know, they are so busy preparing to live that they forget to actually live.
So, it leaves us with one heck of a question. Are you preparing to live, or are you living?
It's a tough one, right? How do you escape a prison that's made of your own thoughts?
Here's the surprising part. The way out isn't to just stop thinking. It's to change how you see your thoughts.
You see, that problem you're trying so hard to solve, it's usually just one thing: uncertainty.
And here's the thing about uncertainty.
It isn't a problem to be solved. It's just a part of life.
So you've got two choices. You can try to solve it, which leads nowhere, or you can accept it. You know that feeling of analysis paralysis? Well, the cure is actually pretty simple. It's action. Psychologists have a name for this. It's called behavioral activation. Basically, clarity comes from doing, not thinking. I love this saying because it's so true. You can't steer a parked car. You have to be moving.
Because any movement, even in the wrong direction, gives you new data, new information to work with.
Okay, so how do we start moving? Here's a super practical 4-step way to get started. And let's really focus on that last step. Making a mistake isn't some fatal flaw. It's literally how we learn. This all leads to a really big idea. To stop overthinking, you have to surrender the illusion of control. What you're really doing is exchanging that fake feeling of control for the real feeling of being alive.
Think of it like this. You're on a chessboard, playing this intense game, and you just step off.
And when you do that, you realize something huge. There was never anyone on the other side of the board. The whole time, yep, you were only ever playing against yourself.
And the thing is, you are absolutely allowed to let yourself win this game. You just have to decide to.